Okay. Okay. Yes, good. Evening to all of you. How are you? Doing fine. Just came from Warsaw University after doing another lecture. Right. So, very good that you are staying till I come. Okay. So, what we do is go into this other. So, can you remind me what we did last time? Because I teach this subject in several other courses. And they said itself. What did you discuss? Localization. Okay, so we discussed the 4 levels of localization, isn't it? Arguments 4 and arguments again. For employment, we discussed that also. Right. So, arguments, okay, 4 and again. We discussed why we should monitor the government as well as the employers should monitor and why we should consider. That's one thing. Okay. Today I see that you are very formal, right? You have your presentations. What subject? Leadership. Okay, that's very good. Good, you are very formal. It's very good to hear semester. I got an idea. Hey, David. Hey, we have time. I will not get demo presentation done over again. Okay. So, how come presentations he is taking every week for?
That subject is going to open.
Okay. So, we are going to have this subject quite till April. Okay. So, the subject might have started before. The month. No, we are already quite very comfortable level. So yes. Okay. Yeah, this is what we discussed last time, right? Should the employers monitor the online activity of employees, right? That's what we discussed last. Didn't we? And we had a very nice discussion whether or whether not to monitor. So we had several arguments for monitoring. But then we had certain arguments against monitoring, isn't it? Against monitoring as well. Not to monitor. So what was the main argument against monitoring? Privacy. Privacy. And even I told that I wouldn't want my employer to monitor my mails only on one aspect. What's that? Question. Because it's very confidential. So I don't want them to, after the exam, they can monitor anything, but what? Right? Before that. So likewise, we had a nice discussion. And we can say, we can extend the same arguments for whether governments, what do you think government surveys? Now, the governments might be surveilling us, our online activity. Yes or no? Government surveilling us? Indeed, yes. It's claimed that they are monitoring us. They are monitoring particularly the politicians, it seems. So that's what they are using WhatsApp. Why? That's why they are using some other apps that are interested in because it's end-to-end encrypted. So they cannot tap it. But emails and other things could be circumvented and checked. So government surveillance. What are the arguments for government surveillance? Legitimate arguments, are there any legitimate arguments? The government surveilling its own citizens. Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? What are the arguments for government surveilling its own citizens? Okay. The government checking the email. Right. We are listening. What are the arguments? What are the government's arguments? Yes, they are checking for national security. That's their main argument for. They would say it's for national security. To arrest any terrorist activity, the underworld activity, to ensure public safety, to ensure some vulnerable groups, like children. Like children. Child pornography has become a big menace. And yes, the government needs to do what? Do surveillance and check them and arrest them. Kind of thing. So likewise, there are arguments, but the main argument against it is that part. They might be going beyond the objectives of surveillance. They might have the main objective to have been protecting the people, but what they are trying to do is they are trying to manipulate the people. They are trying to manipulate and they are trying to mandate, pressure the opposite politicians by surveillance. So it can be used to bad for business. So therefore, there are arguments for and against when it comes to government. Employers, surveying employees, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Right? Unless there are some critical cases like my case. But on the other hand, government surveilling its individuals, it's quite a controversial point. And they are using for what purpose? That depends on what purposes that they are using. So that's why we have to look into those kind of things and critically evaluate. At the exam, you might get a question saying that critically evaluate the government surveilling its own citizens. Then you can tell arguments for, and then you can say arguments against. Isn't it? Right. So that was the thing that we discussed last time. In that case, now how the people online in the cloud join this service? They don't. Are they online? But some people their timelines are very different, but they also do it. So you have to announce in advance. Presentation and so we'll announce that in advance and so we'll put that as a notice and make the expectations clear, not to have ad hoc presentations, but we have some presentations that are told in advance because we have these 5 classroom activities. This we have done activities, we need to execute more. Shall I see how many online guys are there? It gives reminder. Because the uncategory. Sure. Welcome all of you. Right, okay. This will be the right part of the thing. Okay. Chapter 5, let's go to addition. First, let's go to addition. And we see Amazon. Did we see that video? Amazon strategy? No. How Amazon delivers any item within 1 hour in America? Did we see that? Yes. That's a strategy. So we started with the ESP framework. It seems. Yes. You know the ESP framework and to what extent did we discuss this? I can tell you. We make comparison. The ESP framework. To what extent did we discuss? How discuss that? What the extent is? What extent? Again. We did not start. Okay. Then I think we just looked at another video. Okay. So you saw that an item was delivered to a customer by drone. Okay, we just looked at that video, but we did not see that, right? Okay, we did not discuss it. Okay, much more. So chapter 5 additional. So I'm going to teach you today an ESP framework. And also I'm going to teach you this because before that, what are the strategies that you could use, businesses could use? Now, have you heard about the person called Michael Porter? Michael Porter? Yes. Michael Porter is whom? How is Michael Porter? My uncle. No, he's not my uncle. How is Michael Porter? Michael Porter is a Harvard professor. A very intelligent person. He came up with a lot of models and theories. Now, 5 forces model is of his image. Then value chain analysis is his image. Then also there is a very important invention in this part. Michael Porter's strategic directions. What are his strategies? He had explained there are 2 main strategies a business could follow. What's that? It could be based on cost, and the other one is on differentiation. Did we discuss that? We discussed that. Differentiation and cost. So either you can be a cost leader or you can be cost focused. What's the difference between this? There's a scope. Are you focusing the entire market or are you focusing only a niche, a segment? So that's what we discussed related to whether it's broad based or a niche strategy. Either you can be a cost focused person or you can be a differentiation focused person. But I told you, if you want to be successful in your business, you have to focus on what? You have to focus on what? Differentiation.
We cannot no longer be cost leaders or cost focused people. We need to differentiate our product and give them a better service and charge a premium. Then only you can make money. The reality is that even for our tea, that's the case. Even for our cinnamon, that's the case. We don't provide value-added products. No value-added products. So we cannot charge a high amount. We give the generic product. So what the other countries do is they take our product, which is very of good quality, and they add some value to that and charge an exorbitant price for it. So we lose that because we don't do what? That value that we are supposed to add, isn't it? So that's why we are going to do e-business. We are to be very keen on that aspect. Right. Okay. So also then I think we discussed that 13 models that there was one guy who was elaborating about different models. Right? So I think for this. So let's see that video as well. Okay. Different models that you can as an individual do. And some are legit and some are not so legit. Legitimate. We'll see that video as well. And before that, we'll see what's the ESP framework. What stands for ESP? Then ESP. What's ESP? ESP stands for environment. E, S stands for strategy. P stands for performance. So we are going to start today the ESP framework. And then we started with exchange. Amazon, I could remember. So Amazon found a soon. Jeff Bezos. What's the unique differentiator of Jeff Bezos? What's his advantage? What's his unique value proposition? I told you in the business model canvas, how many elements are there? 9 elements. Out of that 9 elements, what's the most important element? Very good. Unique value proposition. Now for Amazon, what's the unique value proposition? What's the unique value proposition? They, of course, the main unique value proposition comes from their online sales platform. That's Amazon.com and the other Amazon platforms. And what they do is there's a great variety of items and good quality and not so expensive. So that's their unique value proposition. And on top of all, their unique value proposition comes from their investment in what? Technology. They have made a great investment on technology, including AI. Artificial intelligence. So that we discussed, I think, last time when we met. And then last week we did not have lectures. Why? Because we celebrated typhoon. Hope you came physically, right? You did that. So this is the ESP framework that I was telling. Today we look at this framework. E stands for environment. S stands for strategy. P stands for performance. So the ESP framework that we can apply for any business. ESP framework. So you can see the graphical illustration of this. E is the environmental scan. Already I gave you some tools that you can do. You can scan the environment. What are those tools? If you want to see the environment, what kind of tools, models you can use? Photo 5% model you can use. Also, to a certain extent, you can use the SWOT analysis. You can use the SWOT analysis. To a certain extent. In the SWOT analysis, you have to look at what? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Particularly opportunities and threats out of your business, outside of your business. So what's the difference between those two pairs? Then weaknesses, that's one pair, and opportunities and threats, that's another pair. What's the difference? Strengths and weaknesses are internal. Then opportunities and threats are something external to the organization. That's this one. So by doing those things, you can have a better idea about your environment. So that's step one when you are going to have a strategy. Without looking at the environment, if you are going to have a strategy, that's a disaster. Can you do a strategy without looking at the environment? You can't. So environment, we divide it into two components. What are those two components? I'm just reminding you what we discussed so far. I'll tell you one, micro environment. What's the other component? Macro environment. Micro environment stands for what? And what are the elements of micro environment? The customers, the creditors, the suppliers, and the intermediaries. Those are the immediate environment of the organization. Then also I talked to you about what? The macro environment. That's what? The president. So we discussed these things. So when you are going to do a strategy, first thing what you have to do is you have to do this environmental scan and look what's going on. Without that, if you try to do a business, particularly digital business, that's going to be an utter failure. Look at the environment, look at the market, and cater the interest. That's what you have to do. Then comes the strategy. First the environment, then the strategy. Then afterwards, you have to do what? Monitor the performance. If you don't monitor the performance, your strategy will fall apart. Performance tracking is a must. Right, this is the ESG framework. So I told you the strategy is the means to achieve a goal. Strategy is how to achieve things. So I asked this question from you, which I'll ask shortly, which will give me an answer. Why are you doing this thinking? That's the objective. So why are you doing this? So my father told me. Again, why? You can ask why 5 times. Then you get done. Why do you get academic work? You have a better life. You have a financial freedom to get a better job. Why? The job will provide me the financial independence. Why? So I could have financial freedom. Likewise, ask why 5 times. Just to get financial freedom. That's why you are doing this. So this is what? This is strategy. This is a way that you are trying to achieve your goals. Isn't it? Is this the goal itself? No. This is a strategy. Likewise, you have distinguished between your goals and strategy. This is a way that you are trying to achieve your goal. So if you keep that in mind, you will be motivated. If not, some people just think about the process and not the outcome. You have to look at your outcomes as well, particularly the distant outcomes that you try to achieve. If you lose focus, then you will lose everything, the interest of doing this. So a strategy is a way that you try to achieve things, or you are trying to achieve things, different things. A strategy, like getting a degree, getting a good job. Right. Strategy. And it has military roots. In military, there should be strategies to conquer enemy lands. Right, that's what we do in the military study. So it has military roots, and these are strategies, tactics to achieve things. And the other thing, when you talk about strategies, and particularly objectives that you are trying to achieve, you have to be smart. What are smart objectives? Smart says what? What is smart? Okay. Correct, correct. Both are small. Smart. You have to specify smart object. S stands for specific. Your objective should be specific. And N measure. And A is what? Achieve. And R zero. Relevant. Realistic. Then T time out. So these are the four objectives. Four characteristics of good objective, smart objective. Now let me ask you a question. Okay, for a business objective, can you translate this and make it smart? And can you tell me an objective which is a smart objective? Now I'm going to ask you. Just take 1 or 2 minutes and discuss with your friends and tell me a smart objective for a business. So maybe let's say business is a facility. Apply that to your life. Apply that to your life and tell me a smart objective for your life. Let's take health. Let's give the area health. Finance, it will be a little bit, what you can take in public. Okay. If you are going to be really smart in specifying your financial objectives in your life, you have to tell what's the bank account value that you will have in 5 years. You have to tell it's going to be 10 million or 20 billion. This and that. That's smart objective. But let's do it for your health. Can you just have a smart objective for your health? Just tell a ticket and I would ask you, take about 2 or 3 minutes and tell a smart objective for your health and then implement that target. Because people are suffering from different ailments, different diseases, different problems. So apply smart objective to your health and tell me an objective. I'll give you one of them. This thing. Think how in your life an objective related to your health. Okay, we started. We'll ask you for your health, Puta.
I think for 20 minutes per day.
Excellent. He says exercising for 20 minutes per day. So he is very specific. And also he can be more specific by saying what exercise. Is it running? Is it walking? Or is it weightlifting? And you can be specific in that aspect as well. So I would say, as he says, okay, let me use the treadmill, right, for 20 minutes per day. During, maybe you will say, the morning. The morning, I'm going to use the treadmill for 20 minutes. So that's a smart objective. And you are going to say, for every day, I'm going to use that. I'm going to do that. That will tremendously increase your health. So likewise, there you have specific. You are telling exactly you are going to use the treadmill. And you are going to you are also going to say you are going to do it for 20 minutes. Or 30 minutes. So that's been specific. And it itself is measurable because it's 20 minutes. And for next 30 days, you have to do that. It's measurable. Then achievable. Now, if he says that I'm going to do 200 minutes per day or 300 minutes per day, the treadmill, it's not achievable. Can it be achievable? Unless you are an athlete. We have other jobs also to be done, coming to lectures and participating in DBS, digital business strategy. You have to do those things, you know. The idea is to manage treadmill and also. So that's not achievable. So he told it's 20 minutes. Then relevant. It has to be relevant as well. The activity he does should be relevant to improve his health condition. Let's say someone is not exercising and to improve his health, right? Let's say that person is following Daniel Amuge's advice, but more can it be? Whereas Kennedy's child is just born now. It will be born very soon. So that's irrelevant. That objective is irrelevant. That's relevant. In time bound, he also told that he's going to do that for next 30 days, next 6 months, next month. So likewise, your objective should be one. Likewise, if you are going to set objective. Now, if I ask you to set an educational objective for your studies, so if you are a smart person, you have to again be smart objectives. Always apply this framework in your life. After business world apply, instead of count apply. Okay. For your studies, particularly studies, for your study field, right? How you are going to achieve this? How you are going to apply this? Again, same thing. Okay, you are going to allocate 30 minutes of your very important time for studies, for DBS, to revise in DBS content every, right, maybe 2 days or every week, whatever. So likewise, be smart in your objectives. If not, you won't be able to achieve. Right. Okay, that's about smart objectives. So that's what it says, that objectives have to be smart. Now here it says growing 10%. Not smart, but again, it's specific. Right? As an objective. So then we can have e-business strategies that we are talking in this subject matter. And we discuss about quarters, 5 courses. And then we discuss about the business model where, what's the business model? Did we discuss this? What's the specific business model we discussed? The BNC, business canvas. We discussed about that as well. Particularly the unique value proposition. The value. What kind of value you give or then now we are coming from a very important discussion. The level of commitment of an e-business when it comes to the e-activity. So please take down the topic. Please take down the subject. Level of commitment to e-business. Level of commitment to e-business. Level of commitment to e-business. So you can see there are how many levels? There are 4 levels of commitment. The first level you can see is PO play. Please take that. PO play. That's the highest level of commitment. Please take down level 1. PO play. PO play. That's level 1. Right. What it means is you do only business activities online. You do all business activities online. Examples: Amazon, MySpace, Google, Facebook. Do they have physical business? Do they have physical business? No. Those are called pure play business. Pure, 100% online. So their commitment to e-business is how much? 100. Then you have, please take down the second level. This is called the enterprise level. Enterprise level. This is the second level of commitment. Second level of commitment, enterprise level. Here, these businesses have a physical business as well as an online business. Physical business, here online business. So pure play means you have only online, pure.com. Enterprise level says what both online and offline businesses are there for the same business. And just give me some examples in Srilanka where you have online as well as physical business at the same. Here's Super, very good example because they have an online platform as well as a physical platform. Here's Target, Apico are good examples for them. Right. Both are there. Physical as well as enterprise level business are there. Then there's a little bit lower commitment, is it? Pure play is 100% commitment. Then comes business process level. Business process level. Here you have a process only automated. You have automated the process only. Like the ERP system, say example ERP. You have taken an ERP and you have taken the ERP implemented and the process is being part online. Auto. But it might be even CRM, customer relationship management system. ERP systems, CRM systems are good examples. Here an entire process is automated. Then finally, activity level. Activity level commitment is there. We have only few functions of automated, like sending emails. Sending email could be adding a blog. Right? Activity level. Only for certain small functions are automated or done online, like emailing your customers, contacting your customers, and dealing with your customers. So you can see these are the 4 levels of commitment from pure play to activity level. Pure play means 100% online commitment where you have full commitment to. Then enterprise level, you have both hybrid, it's hybrid. So you have online as well as you have physical business. Then you have what? Then you have process level commitment where you have automated certain process. Then the 4th level is just an activity being you are using the internet for or some kind of an online app for doing different things. So that's the lowest. Now I'm going to ask you. Think and tell me, I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. You can discuss with your friends as well. What's the commitment at SA? Is it a pure play? Or is it active? Tell with justification. In the exam, I might ask them. So let me ask it now itself. Discuss among yourself and tell me whether it's pure play. No, it's not pure play. It's not an only an online delivery service, isn't it? Tell me what. Discuss. SND above the level. Fine. And you have to justify it. Justification required. failure आ गया. What do they? Okay, many are telling. Let's ask. What you will take? Okay. What you will take? Active there. Okay. Business process. Right. We have different ideas. Some people say it's even active. Even as a yeah, we can argue, we can have different arguments. But now, actually, there some of their processes are online, is it? Now, if you take the LMS, the learning management system itself is online. Do they give any physical documents to you? Lecture notes, nothing. So that process is online. But unfortunately, still we don't have what? A website. So we are here. I told you that I'm also in the board of management and I did a request again. We again deliberated that we need a website too. So they told okay, again, okay. Then I told okay. Then when did we get it? So 2-1. I told you okay. Within 2 months we need a website. So therefore some processes are of course some processes like the LMS and some other systems are post and they have an ERP system as well here. So we could see that those are process level is there. And I think now we are navigating into the enterprise level. Right. So even this lecture is done by me. You can see. In the future, it might be entirely, we might have two functions, the online function, and now we are going to deliver lectures here. We have already started our lectures, so we have already partnered with you in Bangladesh to offer the same thing, right? So see, so I think we are navigating into the enterprise level. First stage not fully, but we are navigating. Enterprise, not yet, I would say. Activity, yes, we do have emails and other things, they deal with you, that's correct. But what are that? Business processes are also there that we do on what? Using what? An online platform as well as automation is. So I would rate it in between business process and enterprise. It's in between. It's in good. So the nice thing. So activity level, as I told you, you can use email, online processing, online order processing, things like that. These are only active. Okay. Then you have business process level like CRM and ER. As example. Then enterprise level, here you are using e-commerce and you are also using social commerce, not social commerce. Please take down that. It's an important concept. Social commerce. Done like that. Use the social media to facilitate online sales. That's social sales. So these are enterprise level things. E-commerce, social commerce, direct distribution, content sponsorship portals. You could make it. The social networks like online brokering, manufacturing. Then your plane means 100% online. You don't have physical. Like for example, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Yahoo. Those are some examples of it. Is it? Here. Then comes how to measure performance. Can you tell me what are the best tools to measure performance of the network? calculating tool that you have studied in some other subject, the best tool that you can use to measure the performance of a company? What is the best tool to measure the holistic performance, overall performance of the ROA? ROE? What else? Overall performance of the company? Who taught you management? You have a subject for management. How they no, what do you here? Is it this answer? Wrong again. Without other wrong again, is it? And the ones over here. What here you? So what did you teach to have a holistic measure? What's the tool that he taught you? That's called the BSC. Or actually it's not BSC, it's called the balance, of course, we can call it BSC, balance score part. That's a holistic measurement that you can apply to any business. ROA, ROE are only financial. You might have your financial indicators very good, but on the other hand, if your customers are dissatisfied, the customer perspective is not there, then ROA, ROE short term it's okay, but in the long term, you will not serve. Right? So that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. So even for yourself, create and then you know KPI is under each perspective. How many perspectives are there in the balance scorecard? How many perspectives are? 4 perspectives are. What are the 4 perspectives? Financial perspective, that's the ROA and ROE things. Then customer perspective. What do you look at? Mainly the customer perspective. Satisfaction. Whether your customers are satisfied. Customer. Then what perspective? Internal perspective. Internal perspective. Those are the internal processes. How effective and efficient they are. We'll see what are the indicators you can use for an EGC. Then finally, what's that? What's the other last perspective? Learning and growth perspective. How many training programs did you have? So those are the 4 perspectives that you can apply and you can look at holistically in the business. Not only look at an ROA and ROE and ROE. So when you drive a car, can you just look at the speedometer and drive the car? The car එකක් වගේ ලවන්න හදනවා ස්පීඩෝමීටර් එක විතරක් බලන්න. පුළුවන්. වැරදුනක් නම් යන්න ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ ස්පීඩ් එක විතරක් බලාගෙන. So likewise, when you are running a company, not only the financial perspective, you have to look at what? The other areas, the customers, internal growth, the internal perspective, then the growth perspective, slash. So now let's see, I told you the ESP framework. E stands for what? Environmental scan. Then S stands for what? Static. Then P stands for performance. So I'm suggesting an excellent tool for performance measurement. What's that? Balance. And let's see what kind of balance scorecard measurements we can apply to an EB. And also to see what kind of social, when we come to social media engagement, what kind of tools we could use to see how much our customers are engaged or active in the social media. Right. Okay. So shall we take a break and do that? So we shall take a small break. It's now 4:30. So around 4:45. Shall we reach? 4:45. And let's discuss how the balance scorecard could be applied. So have a break and come at 4:45. හලෝ. අනේ නාමල් කෝල් එකක් තිබුණා. හලෝ. හරි වැඩි කරගත්ත නේද? රයිට්. නාමල් කිව්වේ කෝල් එකක් තිබුණා නාමල් මම පොඩි ලෙක්චර් එකක හිටියේ. දැන් දැකලානේ කෝල් කරේ. හරි නාමල්. නාමල් කීයක් විතර ගියාද ඒකට මම එමුණත් කල්ලි දාන්නම් කිව්වා යාට. බිල දාන්න කියලා. හරි. විසඳුණා. හරි. මම එයා බිල දාන්න කියලා කිව්වා. එමුණත් මම මේව කරන්නේ. හරි. අනේ බොහොම ස්තුතියි අපේ නාමල්. හරි.
Fine. Okay, but you just came. Okay. I thought you wanted to speak. Okay, that again. Start. Where are these guys? What they have it. Mixing class. Okay, we'll wait. Just start, no? Because anyway. Okay. Okay. Pilot parking. Okay. Go. Please do come. Right. So we were looking at the performance under the ESG framework. We know these are the key performance metrics for information for strategy. So here, as one student score, we have to look at KPIs, key performance indicators, and these performance metrics should be really measurable outcome. Must be easy to understand and use, must be actionable and like, we'll see what are some metrics that we can use. So we can use certain web analytics as well, like we can see click through from advertising. How many people click on advertising? Banners and those. Then page views. How many page views? How many new customers, unique customers have visited your website? Number of comments posted. That's another way that you can see the engagement by your customers. Number of fans, your Facebook page, and conversion rate. Really, who came to the website and purchased your item? Can look at these steps. These are some of the statistics you can look at. Now, data collection could be done through your web analytics. Web server logs, IP addresses are recorded when you visit a website. The IP address is recorded, and cookie files are written. What are cookies? What are cookies? Did we discuss about cookies? Yes, indeed. So what are cookies? Cookies are text files. Why do you use those text files? What the text files are used? Now, when you visit a website with your permission, they would download what? A text file. So why then is being downloaded? To track you. Right? To track. That's what they do. And they say that they track you for what? To give you a better experience. But what they're trying to do is to track your user behavior. So that's privacy concerns are there. So yes, by doing that, they can track you, and that's the data collection mechanism as well. Page tags inserted, geolocation tracker is used, and these are some web analytics that you can collect to see from where your customers are coming and what they are doing. Now let me come to the balance scorecard. As I told you, that there are four perspectives in the balance scorecard. What are the four perspectives? Customer perspective, financial perspective, internal perspective, as well as learning and growth perspective. So you can see the perspectives are there. Customer perspective, internal perspective, then learning and growth perspective, as well as financial perspective. So like when we drive a car, we are going to look at a lot of other indicators, including the fuel level, of course, the VP number, VP will be looking at what's going on the road, and of course, the other indicators we'll be looking at. You have to, when you are running a company, you have to be mindful. Because if you are just looking only at profits, and if you are not looking at the other aspects, your company might not be able to continue for a long period. And in some aspect, but remember, a disastrous thing happened in terms of content. What was that? What did a very bad thing? It's alleged, right? They alleged that they did something not so good. What then? They said they sold milk powder that was contaminated. That it was alleged it was contaminated.
So a dangerous industrial chemical called DCG was included. Now, Fortera's main brand is what? Anchor. So the Anchor brand contained that Anchor milk powder contained it. So it's alleged. So while knowing that this dangerous industrial chemical was there, what they should have done? What they should have done? Thrown it, disposed them. But what they did? What they did? They sold it and made a massive profit because of that. Something you need to throw, you sell it at good prices, and you make money. But that year, the profits are very good for water. So they are in the key performance indicator. In terms of finance indicators, they did very well. But what happens up there? The information leaked. The information got out. And what happened? Media as well as the people in Sri Lanka, of course, you and I, even today, when we see Anchor milk, we have certain sentiment. Because they harmed our trust. They violated our trust. And after that, the customer dissatisfaction, the customers were not satisfied, and they lost trust. So that's why I'm telling you, not only one perspective, they look only at what perspective, financial perspective, to make some feedback. But did you see the customer perspective? That's why we have long-term sustainability. You have to have all these four perspectives, but balanced. We as professionals also we have to think about. We might be looking at only earning money. That's no problem. Of course, we need money. Money is not everything, but we will think we need money. Isn't it? But on the other hand, if we compromise our health, if we compromise our relationships, if we compromise our spiritual life, then that point. You might work 24 hours and make money, but not follow. Then comes what? Health issue. So likewise, for a company, there should be a balanced scorecard, as well as I propose that you also should have a balanced scorecard. In terms of different perspective. Not your complete like for the So these four perspectives needs to be managed properly. So customer perspective aspect. So you can see all these perspectives are linked with the vision and the strategy of the company. Finally, all these perspectives should be aligned with your what? Vision and strategy. But just as four perspectives that are unrelated, these are all correlated and taken together because of this, because of the vision and the strategy. So don't forget that. Now let's take for an e-business, a digital business, what kind of matrices that you can use for customer performance, right? To see about the customer satisfaction. You can see for customer perspective, the customer perspective scorecard includes ways to measure goals such as customer loyalty, retention, engagement, and satisfaction. So please take them. They are very important. When it comes to customers, you have to look at the loyalty, retention, engagement, as well as satisfaction. So in an e-business, how can you see the customer satisfaction? By these metrics, you can see how many return customers are there. They have returned because they are there. Then time between visits. A customer comes on 1st of January and then again come on 31st December. Is that a good indicator? No, not at all. Visits. Shopping cart abandonment. Some people they put the items in the shopping cart, then abandon them. That's called shopping cart abandonment. These are matrices that you can see how your customers are satisfied or not. Then engagement matrices. At the exam, you might be asked a question like this. Using the balance scorecard perspective, elaborate key matrices that you could use to do what? To track the progress. To track the progress of the company. So then you can say customer perspective, you can tell these missions. What are the missions? I told you. Visitors who return to the site, return customers, time between visit, shopping, engagement, these are for loyalty and satisfaction. Then customer engagement. How can you track the customer engagement? By way of what? Number of comments, positive and negative. Then photos or videos posted, particularly in the media sharing website, like in YouTube. So these show how customers are engaged. Facebook tracks these matrices and would look whether these are healthy or not. So you can propose, okay, for an e-business, these are return customers. Then shopping cart abandonment, return to site, those kind of customer engagement, etc. You can see by the comments, photos or videos posted and shared. These things could be taken into consideration. Then let's come to the internal perspective. What's internal perspective? How efficient and effective are your processes are? Now you have internal processes now. What are the internal processes? In an e-business, what are the internal processes? Your website. You have to maintain the website, number one. There might be a server and you have to maintain. Then you will take orders. Order processing is there. Then order delivery is there. So these are processes. So you have to maintain them properly. If not, what will happen? The customers will be dissatisfied and they will be going. So how can you know whether your internal process perspective is okay or not? What kind of matrices you could use? Look at the matrices. And remember this. Number of customers who use the service. Right? If there is the higher number of customers are using, that means your internal processes are good. Your processes would cater a number of large customers. But if it is limited, then your processes are not good. Some websites you cannot log in. Right? Why? Because it's traffic time. So there are a lot of customers already logged in and you are unable to log in. I think you know what happened to our passport website. What happened to our passport website? They started offering that as an e-service. And what happened? For a number of days, it was down. Because a lot of customers try to do what? A lot of people try to apply online to get the passport. But what happened was the site went down. The internal processes are not able to cater what? That amount of customers. And running system, this is a taxation system, it also was down. Particularly it's getting down when? Running system may count the time. What? November. On the deadline, it's down. Running system. What's running system? The Inland Revenue's online system, where you can file tax returns. But what I see is last year also the same thing happened. And this year also the same thing happened. What happened? On November 30th, what happens? It gets done. And the deadline always gets extended. Last time it was 1 week. This time also they extended for a couple of days. Fine. The internal processes are not good enough. They have paid millions to get that system, but it's not working. So that shows the internal processes are failed. Isn't it? The number of complaints in social media. Very good method to see whether your processes are effective. If the customers are complaining, the items are not delivered on time. That shows what?
your delivery system's effectiveness and efficiency, isn't it? So number of customer complaints is a very good indicator to see whether your processes are good or not. Then amount of time to answer an email. So sometimes when you send an email, still I'm waiting. I told you about my October store, right? Did I tell you? Still I'm waiting for the email. Did I do not? Now it's about 8, 9, 10 days. The number of websites updates per day. Yes, if you are updating that, that shows it's a healthy thing that your processes are getting updated, right? But we can see some government websites are never updated, right? How about an SCD? That's a problem. Oh, it's such. Okay, in Srilanka, we'll have an excellent website. I'm very sure now every government is there. Every government is there. So we have to update the website. The LM is self-updated because it's updated by the lecturers and of course the staff. Okay, so that's about the internal perspective. Then now let's go to the learning and growth perspective. In an e-business, and again, remember this exam section is there. The exam discussion is there. Apply the balance scorecard approach for an e-business. So then tell what are the perspective and what kind of KPIs or matrices could be used to measure their progress. Then this is about the learning and growth perspective. Number of new products and features that you have added. New software products that you have introduced if you are a software company. What are the new features that you have added to the existing products? That shows learning and growth. The number of customer complaints again and fixes. Complaints should be taken as what? A way to improve, not to get angry. Customer complaints should be taken always as what? As free advice. We have to reframe that as advice to improve, not to take it as what? These people are trying to blame us, right, or something like that. Not to take it negatively, but to take it positively. Take customer feedback as what? Gold. Because they are giving you free advice, free guidance, free consult. Say that something is wrong. Then conversion from online leads. How many people bought your item? That also showed that what you are doing, whether you are doing fine or not doing fine. If people are not just coming to the website and going away, that means it shows that your product is not good enough. Okay. Then finally, the financial perspective. What's the financial statement? Now we are looking at the ROA, return on invested capital, ROCE, sales growth, average order value, individual customer. You can do individual customer profitability analysis. So these are things that you can implement to see in an e-business. You can apply the balance scorecard. Is that clear? So keep these KPIs in mind, and all these should be aligned with your strategy of your business. If you are in an e-business, you have to track these and to see whether these are healthy, or if it is not healthy, what can you do to improve? Then please take down another topic. Now that's the balance scorecard, right? So you can say application of the balance scorecard approach to a business model. Now this is something else. This is social media engagement metric. You can take down innovation. What are the social media performance metrics? So this is particularly directed towards social media performance metrics. Social media performance metrics. So this is in terms of social media. What are? Number one, you could see as what? Unique visitors.
How many unique visitors are there? Either way. What are the page views? How many page views are there per day, per month, per week? What are the page views? Then impressions. How many impressions they have made, particularly in terms of comments that they have. The number of searches. How many people search your item? Your product. Then search engine ranking. What's your rank in the search engine? Right, in terms of search. The number of followers, registrations, or subscribers. So these are social engagement performance metrics. So really important. Please take down. Now I tend to look at some strategies that any person could use to launch an EEC. So let me take that one. So this is what, in fact, the ESG framework is. So then engagement matrices, you can take down the engagement matrix as well. How much content was viewed, likes were made, that shows the engagement. Then membership followers, number of shares, and how many people created new content. So these are engagement matrices. So keep in mind that the businesses will have to monitor this to see whether they are doing fine or not. Okay. Now I think high time to look at a video that shows e-business strategy. So let me first take YouTube video. He's going to tell you about 8 types of e-business strategy that you could use. And please document that. 8 types are there. Document it. Let's go to YouTube. So every e-commerce model explained and reviewed. Even you and I can engage in these e-commerce models. What are? Let's listen very carefully. Listen very carefully and take down the strategy. That's the 8 strategies you go. Listen carefully. Take down notes. Good. He said right? Some models are easy to implement, but hard to make money. But some models are very good money, will make a lot of profits, but it's hard to implement. So there's a balance between those two. Now he'll be explaining, taking each model and telling what you could apply, and even you can start your own EE support. What are those? Document 8 things, and I'm going to ask you. This one, this is. All right, now. What do you mean by drop shipping? Your website just take orders. That's all. And then route them to the vendors, and the vendors will have to fulfill the order. So your website is just taking order. That's called what? Drop shipping. Take out. That's one business model that you can implement even today. You need only a website. You need to build an email list. No, because the vendor will do that, isn't it? So that's called drop shipping. No investment. And you don't even need to have a big capital investment. So that's how it works. You will set up a website and then you will contact these wholesalers and then ask them to advertise in your website. That's it. So the customers come and would make the orders for you, and then the vendor will do what? The same. But what do you think? This is a sustainable business model? Wholesalers can sell themselves, isn't it? Why they should sell through you? So he said,
Very good.
That's the main disadvantage. So it's not your product. Someone else is having the product, and anytime they would discontinue, and that's the end of it. So sometimes people might have already ordered, but it's beyond your control. That the vendor might have stopped producing and selling. So what you have to do, you have to do a massive refund for your customers, and they'll be writing in your blog what in your comments very negative comments, and that might be the start of the end of your business. It is quite risky because you are not holding inventory, and other vendors are really. Okay. So, second, dropshipping from Amazon and eBay. This is the second one. That is going to extend 8 more. The first one was just dropshipping. Now it's dropshipping via Amazon and eBay. What's that? You'll see that there's an arbitrage there. What's arbitrage you learn? So how this works? You go to Amazon and find well priced good items, and you copy all those images of those products and post it there in your eBay account and put a massive price tag on it. Let's say in Amazon, the product is sold at $10, you are putting $20. Right. And then you are selling it. So when a customer orders, you buy it from Amazon, right? And delivers it to the customer who ordered from you. The Amazon packaging is there. So this is drop shipping through Amazon for you. Are the customers looking at both websites and looking it up? No. Some foolish customers are there. They are addicted to one website. Particularly eBay is going to deals. They look at deals. Sometimes they don't like deals. In fact, they get trapped or get caught to these kind of things. So this is drop shipping through what? Now you are drop shipping, you are not actually fulfilling any order. You are taking orders and then you put the order, you take $20 and you buy that for $10 and send it to the customer. Who fulfills the order?
Do you maintain stocks? No, nothing. You steal the what, pictures in Amazon and post it in eBay. That's what you do. I think it's legitimate. See what you tell what Amazon has done to it. In your place, this was called the image. That's the business model of YouTube. Retail arbitrage. Please take that. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage. What do you mean? Retail arbitrage. Yes, sir. What's retail arbitrage? Now, here you, what you do is, you see for liquidation. What that means? Some companies, some stores go bankrupt. So you try to buy wholesale from them. And then after that, you sell. That's for retail arbitrage. Some companies go bankrupt and you buy their stocks. And then you sell. That's what retail arbitrage. At very low price, because some companies go bankrupt these days, you can see a lot of companies, then you buy them, you keep stocks, and then you sell. So here you buy items from at a very low cost from liquidation stores. So what you do is Right? You can buy profitable selling these goods. You can buy them at a very low price from liquidation store. Maybe the companies who are going bankrupt, and you are going to wait the stocks and sell it. Okay. Fourth model is dropshipping in Amazon. How is that done? The dropshipping in Amazon. Fourth reason. So here you can see the same thing. Now, the first model that was explained is about dropshipping. And here you are dropshipping through what? Amazon. There what you did was you dropship through yours. Here you are dropshipping through Amazon. So you get wholesalers items at a low price and then you sell it from Amazon. What's the key? Fulfilled by Amazon. The order fulfilled by Amazon. Here is not done. It has to be fulfilled by the wholesale. You have set up a page, you are advertising some wholesalers items in Amazon, and but once the order is done in your web, they are fulfilling the order. So they might not have the technical expertise to do that. If I am the wholesaler, I would have sold my items by myself. But if it is not there, fulfilled by Amazon, that thing is not there. It's not given by Amazon. So when I buy items from Amazon, I see who's the vendor. That FB is there. Whether the order is fulfilled by Amazon or some third party wholesale. I'm less skeptical when I'm buying. I'm skeptical when it's not done by Amazon. I don't buy items, and I would read always what? Comments. 0
moment of propulsion. Selling private label items on Amazon. Right? Selling private label items on Amazon. That's a future business model. Selling private label items on Amazon. What's private label items? You have produced an item and you are selling. Private label. Your product. So, now what you do is you buy items from Alibaba, from Thailand or wherever at a very low cost, and then you put your brand name on, and then sell that on Amazon. So who is selling the item? You. You are fulfilling the order. You have to have big image. Right. So now you have to have a warehouse and those kind of other requirements. So in Sri Lanka also what you can do is you can get these spices and label and that's it. You have to want that. Although it's easy to tell, but there are a lot of restrictions. People who have started that have faced massive difficulties in getting their business registered, EOI, and some other names. Therefore, yes, easy to tell, but again, this is what we do. And people are making big money. And easily, for one guy was telling, he was making 7 figures in dollars, right? 7 figures in dollars. Piggybackers and hijackers means now
Maybe you get the items from Alibaba, put your brand and sell them. And immediately what some others would do, competitors, they also will do the same. They get from the same supplier, but the supplier doesn't care to whom they want to sell there from China. So you buy the item and you put your label and you sell it in Amazon. So can I do the same thing? Yes. So you might mention this. And the margin is quite good, and they are the competition. I try to sell it at very low price, and you will know that's what price competition is. The government, the private sector. Please write down. Selling wholesale goods in Amazon. Wholesale. Selling wholesale items on Amazon. On wholesale. Wholesale. Selling wholesale on your own website. Seventh business model. Selling wholesale on your own website. Now no Amazon, no eBay. Your own website. Your own website, right? Someone your website.
Selling private label items in your own website. Selling private label items on your own website. Selling private label items on your own website. Selling private label items on your own website. This is what he is doing. He's showing his own website. Okay. So you have got 8 business models. What was his recommendation? What was his recommendation? He had 2 recommendations. Out of the 2 models, what are the 2 models that he recommended? Selling private label items either on Amazon or in your own website. Therefore, that's a recommendation I would like to do for our own SAP, small and medium scale. But remember, why our SMEs fail mainly if they don't have a brand. They try to sell generic product without a brand. So can you be successful without a brand? You have to create a brand image of good quality and customer service. Of course, you'll have to compete with major competitors, but always you have to think what's your unique value proposition. Now he's selling linen and napkins and all those kind of things. What's his unique value proposition? What will have been his unique value proposition? Why people buy from him? Quality and designs that are not available anywhere. Of course, not so long because people could copy that, isn't it? That's there. But again, even he would go as far as patenting certain designs, copyrighting certain designs. So that kind of strategies can protect your business. Okay. So 8 strategies that I saw very, very important and very, very protective. It's really good. Right. Okay. So quickly, let's go to the last slideshow and then go home. I think you should be tired, is it? I do understand. Right. Let's go to chapter 5. Now let's go to the, and because particularly I'm going to tell you this to bring a case study next time. So let's go to the let's go to chapter number 5. So this is chapter number 5, and we have discussed most of the things in the earlier one. What's the strategy? A strategy is a thing that you do or a way that you try to achieve certain things. Right. Okay, we'll finish, but let me first tell you that the case study that you have to discuss next. Case study 5.2. Right. It's about sandwich scales digital business strategy. So I would recommend to bring that. You can bring that in an e-format. That means you can read it in your device, or you can even print it out maybe. Right. So it's case study 5.2. Right. Sandwich scales digital business strategy. And we are going to use that to identify what's the digital business strategy of sandwich scale. And it is okay. And then next week I'll also teach you what is unified house that. House that. House selling is not house selling, it is house selling. Maybe I just tell few words and you this analysis you have to perform for your what? For your individual. Under individual assignment, you have to perform market situation analysis. One of the analysis that you have to do is what and how. House means what? House means you can see the normal SWOT analysis, you have the strengths, weaknesses, objects, and threats. But in house analysis, what you are going to do is you are going to arrange the strengths, weaknesses again here. Then again, opportunities and threats here. And then you are going to see the SO strategy. What are SO strategies? SO strategy is what? You are using your strengths to build opportunity. You are going to lead to a strength. Then weaknesses and opportunities. Maybe sometimes your weakness might be an opportunity. You have to leverage it. Then strengths and threats. You are going to use your strengths to counter threats. What's that strength? Then finally, weakness and threats, how you have to overcome those together. So likewise, here what you are going to do is you are trying to use some of your strengths and weaknesses, opportunities together. Now let's take for an example, essay. What's the main strength of essay? What's the main strength? Of branding. Our mother brand, what that? Seriously. That's a great strength. And can we use that to gain opportunities? Yes. We can expand our market. We can expand our market share not only in Sri Lanka, but also in Bali. We are using to gain opportunities and expand because in the Sri Lankan market is quite concentrated. We have a smaller market here, and we can expand online operations and gain what? More. So that's what you are trying to do. You are using your strengths to attract opportunities. Then strengths to weed off any threats. In Sri Lanka, we have great strength of this CA brand image. Now we can co-brand it. Now that's done. Co-branding means what? There are two brands now. What are the two brands? One is CA Sri Lanka, the other one is same. So it's co-brand. Then now we have threats. What are our threats? Our competition are there. So we can use our brand name to lead off that threat. No one can match because of our affiliation. We have a great affiliation that no one can match. Can any other organization in Sri Lanka come up with accounting standards? Auditing standards? No. The premier national accounting standard setup and premier body for accounting standards, financial reporting, financial accounting. So SAP is one of the SPUs of that. So likewise, you can see you are not just talking separately what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now you are using the strengths to attack weaknesses, the strengths to attack threats, like this. So this is what house has, right? Exactly. So you have to use that for your own company that I have provided. How this assignment going? Don't ask unnecessary questions at this time. So with that, then we finish. Go home. I think you should be tired, of course, after a long day of presentations and other things. So we'll meet next time. Thank you. Good night.